So I saw this man being tweeted about yesterday, and I was going to talk about it, but then all of a sudden I see that he's finally resigned. Texas megachurch pastor Robert Morris resigns after inappropriate sexual behavior with a 12-year-old. Robert Morris, the founder and senior pastor at Gateway Church in North Texas, resigned from his position on Tuesday after allegations of SAing a 12-year-old in the 1980s recently came to light. On Tuesday, the Board of Elders at Gateway Church, a multi site megachurch based in South Lake, released a statement saying they accepted Morris's resignation and plan to conduct a thorough review of the report of past abuse to ensure they have a complete understanding of the events. The wild thing is, he got a chance to resign. He wasn't fired. Morris allegedly had an sexual relationship with a minor between 1982 and 87 when he was a traveling evangelist in his early 20s. On June 14th, Cindy Clemenshire, whose parents had befriended Morris, publicly accused the pastor of repeatedly molesting her during that period. So, this evangelist is in his 20s and he is using his position of power. How many other girls were touched during this time? In the statement, the elders claimed they did not have all the facts relating to the alleged SA, including Clemenshire's age at the time and the length of the abuse. The elders' prior understanding was that Moore's extramarital relationship, which he had discussed many times throughout his ministry, was with a young lady and not the abuse of a 12-year-old child. We are heartbroken and appalled by what has come to light over the past few days, and we express our deep sympathy to the victim and her family. For the sake of the victim, we are thankful this situation has been exposed. We know many have been affected by this. We understand that you are hurting, and we are sorry. It is our prayer in time healing for all those affected can occur. Clemenshire says she has mixed thoughts and feelings regarding Morris's resignation and believes she is not the only victim. Though I'm grateful that he is no longer a pastor at Gateway, I am disappointed that the Board of Elders allowed him to resign. Clemenshire wrote in a statement on Tuesday, he should have been terminated. Exactly my thoughts. Clemenshire rebuked church elders for knowing and acknowledging her claims of SA, but intentionally embracing the false narrative that Robert Morris wanted them to believe. And even if it was consensual, let's just say that he was married, he should have still been fired for his lack of integrity. Morris founded the church's first location in South Lake in 2000. The evangelical church, one of the largest in the U.S., has grown to 9 campuses in North Texas. The allegations against Morris were first published Friday by the Wartburg Watch, a North Carolina-based church watchdog blog. The Christian Post then picked it up on Saturday. In a statement to the Christian Post, Morris admitted to inappropriate behavior. When I was in my early 20s, I was involved in an inappropriate behavior with a young lady in a home where I was staying. It was kissing and petting and not intercourse, but it was wrong. This behavior happened over several occasions over the next few years. In a sermon Morris gave 10 years ago, he discussed his immorality as a teen. I learned to lie and manipulate because I also had rejection. I didn't want to be rejected, Morris said in 2014. So I looked for the girls that would be the most susceptible, and I learned to spot that. So he was a predator. He was preying on these girls, and that should have been a sign for him to get axed, but they kept him on even after saying that. The church elders said a law firm has been hired to conduct the review. So they know that more women are going to come forward. They absolutely know that this man has skeletons in his closet. Now I want to move on to this. This is more church news. These churches are trying to leave or disaffiliate from their conference. It says, "Let us leave." United Methodist churches still blocked from disaffiliating in the Alabama West Florida Conference. Delegates from the United Methodist churches that voted to leave the denomination but had been blocked from disaffiliating spoke up in frustration on Tuesday at the annual meeting of the Alabama West Florida Conference of the United Methodist Church. A group of 44 churches that wanted to disaffiliate had sued the conference and appealed to the Alabama Supreme Court, which ruled it is a matter that must be decided by the church, not secular court. Churches that want to disaffiliate but have been prevented from doing so got no satisfaction this week as the conference met at the First United Methodist Church of Montgomery. The conference voted to ask the denomination's Judicial Council for a ruling on procedures for how churches may be allowed to leave in the future. No church judicial ruling is expected before October. If I were to do everything you want me to do, only a few of you would be here, said Bishop David Graves, head of the Alabama West Florida Conference of the United Methodist Church, in his State of the Conference address. I am tired of trying to talk people into staying in the United Methodist Church. He cautioned people out of leaving in anger. When you leave something because you're angry, you find the next thing to be angry about. Anger turns to hate. No action on allowing churches to leave will be taken, at least until the next meeting of the conference scheduled for June next year, Bishop Graves said. This is going to be thrown out until another meeting or another time, and I do feel that it's inappropriate, said Andy Whitland, a delegate from Church Street United Methodist Church in Selma. Some churches that were considering leaving were urged to stay in the denomination until after this year's United Methodist General Conference, which concluded May 3rd in Charlotte and voted to strike down church bans on same-sex marriage and ordination of LGBTQ clergy. We were encouraged to remain, and we did. This is not giving us the opportunity to exit, and that's really all we're asking for. We're just asking to let us leave if we would like to. The Board of Trustees has the authority to probably allow us to do this. They have not shown the will to do that. Is this a tactic that the conference is using to keep us either disaffiliating at all or until we die? Said Ed Stewart, a delegate from Highland Park United Methodist Church in Dothan. Is this going to drag on year after year? Graves responded with, "Sir, I cannot answer that. There is not going to be a way for a church to leave until a declaratory statement from the Judiciary Committee, as Bill Ferguson of Echo United Methodist Church. That would be my recommendation," Bishop Graves said. "We have voted to leave and were denied," Ferguson said. "I'm just very disappointed that a conference cannot address this in a more timely manner. The Alabama Supreme Court ruled May 31st against 44 congregations in South Alabama and the Florida Panhandle that filed a lawsuit against Graves and the conference. The churches had argued that it was a matter of property issues and that a civil court could intervene. The Supreme Court said the churches must pursue the matter through the denomination's own judicial system. The lawsuit claimed Graves delayed the disaffiliation process and wouldn't let the churches leave the denomination by the end of 2023. Then in June 2023, the Alabama West Florida Conference called for loyalty from leaders and tightened the requirements for disaffiliation. So basically, nothing is being solved right now. And I really don't even know what the issue is and why they are trying so hard to hold on to people that don't want to be in the churches. So we will see if this does get handled, but it just sounds like these churches are stuck. I don't know why they are stuck. Like, why can't they just stop paying or something to get them kicked out? I don't know. If you guys know as you're watching this, please chime in why they just stop communicating with them. Let me know what you think. Jump in the comments, like, comment, and share.